Hi there. I am Mike Matthews. I am the host of the longest running. You're going to hear how long this thing has been going on. The longest running self-produced daily podcast on planet Earth by a guy named Mike Matthews in the land of Ameritopica at the last place on Earth in PodCastro Valley, broadcasting from Café Anyway. It is Mike's Daily Podcast. Oh, we are going to get to some fascinating stuff about, well, I have some cool tips on saving money. Yeah, because we all need money. We all need it to get things, make things a little better, to shut down and make it easier. We talk a little bit about that. Fascinating that over the past weekend, more than 17,000 U.S. commercial flights were delayed. Sunday, there was 2,631 flight cancellations. So that came out to about 10% of all flights. No, thank you. I have not flown since February, and at this rate, I don't want to. And really, can I? I don't even have a real ID yet. I still want to get my passport, but that's taking forever because is anybody open to give me a passport? Have they opened that up yet? I don't know. United and Delta were each offering flight attendants extra pay to pick up extra flights. Now, if you don't want to fly, perhaps you want to drive, which a lot of people were doing, Americans spend 63 hours stuck in traffic every year. That comes out to almost 3 full days stuck in traffic. The Los Angeles, Long Beach, Anaheim area, they spend 137 hours in traffic. And the San Francisco Bay Area, Oakland, Berkeley, which I was last weekend, had a great time. Went down to that. Is it 4th Street? It had beautiful holiday decorations up. I'm going to start posting podcast pictures with holiday decorations. I don't care what y'all think. I'm starting to see some cool things. I'm going to post it because before you know it, it will be January of next year, and I won't be able to post the podcast pictures featuring holiday lights because that's my rules and I got to follow them. But the San Francisco, Oakland area, that comes out to you can get stuck in traffic for 134 hours or for 5 days, a total of 5 days at the end of every year. You've waited in traffic for 5 days. Okay. And maybe you're listening to this podcast now in traffic and okay, maybe there's some good things that come from it. Thank you. Thank you for listening. And now a celebration must commence, and we'll find out why as I open the door for you and go in together, you and I, into Café Anyway. Oh, and we didn't do a podcast FYI on Tuesday because it was Veterans Day, and many, many cool people that I know in my life, I thank them for what they did being a part of our military, and I would like to thank them for with all the stuff they go through every day, that whole thinking back on some of the bad experiences they had maybe in the military, and they persevere and they keep going in life, and maybe some people actually lost their lives. I just want to say thank you to all of them for everything. And we took a slight day off that day, but we're back at it today. Café Anyway right now. Café Anyway is where we are. Café.
It's Mike's Daily Podcast.
Welcome to Café Anyway, somewhere in PodCastro Valley, the last place on Earth in the land of Ameritopica, the last place on Earth. We are broadcasting
Mike's Daily Podcast
from Café Anyway, and this is episode 3,200. Did you know I have done that many podcasts? For some of you folks, you'll never last that long. You maybe will do 50 and you'll get bored and give up.
Mike's Daily Podcast.
But I've been doing it longer than most of you have been alive. So just school yourselves.
Mike's
Take
Daily
notes. And you
Podcast.
are here at school.
Yeah!
With Mike Matthews. Here we go. Mike's Daily Podcast, Café Anyway, somewhere in PodCastro Valley, the last place on Earth in the land of Ameritopica. I am videoing this, though you will not see the video if you wait more than a week after this posts. That's okay. It's not anything you want to watch. It's more of a listening thing. Because I get stuff and then I find where your ear is. And then I give this to your ear as a nice little offering. And everyone is oh so happy then because of that. Getting information into their ears is the best way to put it. I can't think of a better way. Can you? It would just not even be fathomable. So let's get into the topic of which maybe perhaps you were you influenced at all by that shutdown? So I talked to someone today whose husband was furloughed during the shutdown. And she leans more Democrat. She wasn't happy. And I guess I am guessing, and this is my putting a whole educated guess into it, that I would not be happy either. And I think overall, any politician who says, we should have held out for more should just shut up.
And here's today's podcast picture.
I went full Yosemite Sam on that one as best I could. The podcast picture is not me as Yosemite Sam, but as someone who enjoyed the WKRP in Cincinnati show. Well, I recently rented it from my local library and watched a couple episodes, and my lovely lady friend bought me a shirt for my birthday. My birthday hasn't happened yet, but I will wear this on my birthday. I wore it for you because it's an auspicious show. Auspicious. The show. The late great Basil the Boxer was there for many of my podcasts early on, and he would be celebrating with me as well. 3,200 episodes! Woo! Is it okay for me to celebrate? Why, yes, it is. And to those of you who don't like me celebrating and you say,
no means no.
You shouldn't celebrate.
No.
I'm going to dance with that no song. No, I don't dance no more. I'm tired of looking like an idiot on the floor. But that's okay. It's all right to get out there and dance and enjoy your life. A little music, I mean. And dance. And let the music move you. Sweat. Be all CNC Music Factory-ish about it if you want. At the very least, get yourself moving around, moving the muscles and the blood and so forth so that you burn off some calories. The late great Basil the Boxer said to me, Mike, let's go for a walk. Always, let's go for a walk. And Mike did lose quite a few pounds walking with the late great Basil the Boxer. And it was such a joy to walk with him. Try and explain this to me as I take a breath. Or I just took a breath. Okay, I'm ready to go. $300 spent on eBay because a Starbucks Barista Cup cost $30 and customers were brawling in stores. This was about a month ago. No, wait a minute. This just happened. This just in. Last week, the limited edition holiday drinkware, a 20-ounce glass cup in the shape of a bear wearing a green beanie. Whoa!
Mathewsment part.
What a Matthewsing idea that is.
The front panel will close automatically. Please remain seated at all times.
It sold out almost instantly, leaving shoppers empty-handed and disappointed. Thus, Starbucks issued an apology for the emotional distress it had caused. Did you feel bad because you couldn't get your Barista Cup? For those still hoping to get their paws on one, the too cute to handle story I'm just giving you here, the too cute to handle container is now reselling on sites like eBay for the aforementioned $300. So went from $30 to $300. Yes, that's an increase of 1,000%. Wait, 100%? Wait, you just... I thought you multiply it by 100. And then you subtract 8? That's how you get Celsius. What? And that's not how you got the answer to the... Well, I didn't know math was going to be involved. I thought it was just going to be all me using my brain and trying to figure my way out of this crazy restaurant called Café Anyway somewhere in Podcastro Valley. But I guess I was mistaken and I stand corrected. Not holding his peace. There is a representative from the fine state of Ohio, Thaddeus Claggett. Yes, that name is as...
And now we return you to our regularly scheduled program with Mike Matthews.
Fake as the AI-generated idiot-fluencer that you typically watch on YouTube. Thaddeus Claggett is introducing a... If it was Claudius, his name was Claudius, it'd be a little bit more dicey, that name. But Thaddeus Claggett introduced a bill banning marriage between humans and AI chatbots. Speaking of AI, as we go outside a Cafe Anyway somewhere in Podcastro Valley, the last place on earth in the land of Rootabega. Thank you for doing that, taking that step, Thaddeus, or Thad for short. Thad was a great idea, Thad. Preventing bots from gaining any legal status, even here at Cafe Anyway, related to marriage. Bots. That is a sci-fi show that it was a sitcom, wasn't it? Or it should have been. And then Thaddeus put the kibosh on it. But wait, guys from South Park that did that once upon a time, that spoof show on George W. Bush that ended up getting canceled right away, right after 9/11 happened. They could do a show about this guy. And he's mad because his daughter gets married to a AI chatbot named Chad.
Mike's out of left field recordings.
I know, slightly out of left field.
Recording everything captures actions that will never again be repeated.
Did you catch me when I said Chad? Dust off those paddles. American Public Television is auctioning 30 of Bob Ross's paintings from The Joy of Painting. It's all to raise money. This actually happened about a month ago for public broadcasters hit by the funding cuts. 3 went on sale in LA actually on the 11th of November, with the rest rolling out through next year. It will in total raise at least $1.4 million. Wow. Bob Ross. And if you make a mistake, you just turn it into a bird. That's all you got. We made a bird now. They're birds now. Let's hear it for birds. Because it's the word. Jeep. Yes, the company that makes those rad vehicles that make you go super fast. You go up a hill. But be careful. If you flip that thing, you're dead. Jeep lets you trade Monopoly money for $500. This is a fine article. Check this out.
You silly, great, fat article.
Fascinating, this article, of which I am telling you now about Jeep. Jeep. That's what the Jeep bird said. Jeep. Okay, back birds. We were talking.
Ginormous.
Just ginormous birds. Look out, pterodactyls flying overhead here at Cafe Anyway. Outside where we are, somewhere in Podcastro Valley, the last place on earth in the land of Rootabega. They let you trade Monopoly money for $500 off the Grand Cherokee from the year 2025. The promotion is happening during a time when prices are going up. As you know, the deal coincides with Monopoly's popular partnership with McDonald's. Monopoly's all over the place these days. Beef Sandwich, the J.M. Smucker Company, is suing Trader Joe's, alleging that the grocery store infringed on trademarks related to its Uncrustables. Its $1 billion frozen sandwich brand. That's right. Crustables pull in $1 billion by offering comparable round sandwiches with crimped edges. And I've always hated the word uncrustable. It just seems like anything that has an "able" at the end should not be edible. Although that doesn't make sense. It would be edible. I don't know. It's my rules. Let's play by them, shall we? Alleged dupes like these imitations, these fake outs are typical for Trader Joe's. In fact, they have a podcast. They've had a podcast for a long time now where they talk all about these things. Trader Joe's does. They did Oreo JoJo's, but they're not really Oreos. They did a knockoff of Cheerios called Joe's O's. They did a knockoff of Pringles called Saddle Potato Chips. And I have to say, we are slightly addicted, my lovely lady friend and I, to their maple blend coffee beans. So good. Well, it's ground already. I hate grinding beans. I used to love it. And I guess it is sort of a ritual in the morning to wake you up.
All right, now, Tay-Tay, my favorite.
No! Right now, Tay-Tay, my favorite. No! Stop that. Don't ever refer to her as Tay-Tay. And if you're over 50, you do not say she's your favorite. Stop that now. Okay. Blood pressure came back down. And, I avoid those JoJo's and Joe's O's and saddle potato chips to keep that blood pressure down. But we do love that maple with the coffee. And I don't like grinding coffee, although it is a ritual you do in the morning. Helps wake you up. It's a nice meditative thing to do, to listen to the grinding of the beans and to wake up your roommates and make them very angry. But if your roommate is a chatbot, it's not a problem. You just can't get married in Ohio, according to Thaddeus Claggett. Claggett! OpenAI's ChatGPT is introducing, by the way, kids, put your
The Fascinating Material Project.
This is fascinating. Fascinating material here. Kids, cover your ears. They're introducing erotica for verified adults. Chat GPT is. OpenAI intends to gate this output behind age verification walls, as they should. Critics like Mark Cuban, who owns most of Texas. If you go to Dallas and you catch an Uber or a Lyft, they'll always point out to you, oh yeah, Mark has a big old mansion over there and he owns this and owns that. It's fascinating. In fact, there was a kid that was driving the Uber when I flew into Texas in February, when I flew in during an ice storm. And he picked me up and drove me over to his lovely lady, my lovely lady, not his lovely lady, my lovely lady. That's a little confusing.
Don't rate me the clown.
I always get confused when a clown walks by here at Café Anyway. It's very disturbing, and I don't like it. But he was telling me, we were driving along, I told him I worked in radio, and I told him my podcast. And he goes, I'd love to do a podcast. I go, here's my card. Give me a call. I will help you with getting started podcasting. That's the thing I'll do. In fact, you can call me too, listener, to my podcast. If you want a podcast, I'm all for everybody podcasting. I just want you to be good at it and to not give up after like 5 episodes, like most people do. And they pod fade. I can't stand that. So I will help you. Just give me a call. The number, and I will give it again later. You'll hear a strange voice say it, but it is 510-228-4640. 510, that's the Bay Area code, Bay Area area code. 510-228-4640. 228-4640. Most of those numbers are even. I think all of them are, except for the 5 at the beginning. And if you forgot what I just said, just go to mikesdailypodcast.com. Yes, the name of the show with a .com at the end, because I bought it a long time ago, and I spend money on this podcast, and you can go to my website, and it's absolutely free. Laugh at me now. Mike, you should have a paywall. No. Okay, so back to speaking of walls, paywalls and age verification walls. Critics like Mark Cuban immediately raised concerns about how reliable these age gates can prevent minors And that is a good question to ask in this world of crazy things like these things related to AI. Oh, this year was the year, even though AI really came out, 2 years ago now? I mean, it's been around for a long time, but really proliferated the world, got it into all the search engines started using it was what really got us into it. Now Gemini, I'm looking at my Chrome browser. I see a Gemini right there. Woo! Gemini. And then the Copilot, of course, with Bing or anything related to Microsoft stuff. And I forget what Meta calls theirs. I know X calls it Grok, or Elon likes to call it Grok, etc. ChatGPT has their own thing with OpenAI. OpenAI involved in the Copilot thing, and that's all I'll say. There's also, one other one. The one that's getting a little more interesting because Snap is now involved. Snapchat involved with, not perplexity. Profundity. Speaking of perfun, we love you, Mike. We love you too. Look who's here. Hi, Mike. It's Benita the rodeo queen. How ya doing? I brought my horse Nelly. Hey, it's a disgruntled fiddle player. Tell you what. What? Benita and I would like to congratulate you on having 3,200 eff-eff-effizodes. That's great. That's quite an achievement. Good job. Thank you. I was telling someone recently, that I put all my creativity into this. And that means that I don't have any time anymore for kombucha. Or for any of what I used to do a lot of. In fact, I'm looking at a book I have here. I'm holding a book in my hand. It's a 3-ring binder. Inside this binder are at least 50 or 60 songs that I wrote 30 years ago. And this friend of mine said, well, you were quite prolific in the day. And I said, yep, 90s. So early to mid 90s through the early 2000s, the early O's, I was writing a lot of songs, and then it just stopped. And then a couple years later, I was starting this podcast. And then occasionally I'll do the Mike Makes Music thing, but I haven't really done a song lately. But I've dusted off my keyboard, and maybe I'll play some more. I do sing a little song at the beginning of the show, as you know. The Café Anyway song, but it is, I'm going to try and magnify it some more and have some more fun with it, is what I am saying. So, look who else is here. Hello, Mike, I make delicious root beer, have some right now. I'm going to drink some right now. Drink right now, or I cut you. All right. Wow. That's great root beer, and you make it in the basement. I do. I make it in the basement. Downstairs, I'm all alone, and nobody ever sees me, and that's okay, because I work best when I'm by myself, and I'm a loner. Oh, boy. Wonderful. Well, I would love to take a cue from you and work alone, but I think it's important that we are social animals, and we need to see people. And that's why so many people stop by Café Anyway, and I love it.
You will travel into the incredible universe.
They travel into the incredible universe. So, you know what they say, that if you want to keep this in mind, if, let's say, for example, you want to cut some corners in this world, you can take...
Cutting corners, corner.
The cutting corners corner. You should. This is an interesting one. Negotiate your bills is a way to cut expenses. Contact your service providers like internet, cable, or insurance to negotiate better rates. Many companies are willing to offer discounts to retain customers, say the people at Positively Frugal. Also, buy in bulk. Purchase non-perishable items in bulk to save money in the long run. This is especially effective for household staples like toilet paper, cleaning supplies, and canned goods. This from the Simple Living Country Gal. You know, it is true. If you buy like a little package of toilet paper from the supermarket, you are paying so much. You get just a tiny roll with the one ply. It's horrid. So that's also something to remember. And the Frugal Expat says, limit your subscriptions. Review your subscriptions like streaming services. And everybody's got streaming services now, or some kind of service that they just sign up for. And they think, oh, this is going to be great. I'm going to use it all the time. And they don't. Like the gym. Magazines. Yeah, people still get magazines. Isn't that crazy? Cancel the ones you rarely use. This can free up extra cash every month. And use public transportation if possible. This can save you money on gas, parking, and maintenance costs, but do be ready, say the people at Reader's Digest. That's what they say. Here's what I say as someone who does it once a week now. I used to do it more. But it really, you got to psych yourself into it, because there's going to be some. You are going to see on your trip during your day using public transportation at least 20 really odd things that if you dwell on, you're going to go, huh?
Magnification.
And maybe I shall say it this way. 20 things you will not be able to unsee. Interestingly enough, you'll forget about it. Then it'll pop up in your brain at about 4 o'clock in the morning and you'll go, what did I see? What was that? Or maybe it'll surface in a dream. That's the only problem with public transportation. And shop secondhand. Did you know, and we covered this in the last podcast, that millennials and Gen Z are totally into secondhand. It may not be new to the person that got rid of it, but it's new to you. Consider buying used items from thrift stores, garage sales, or online marketplaces. You can find quality items at a fraction of the retail price. That from the Frugal Expat. Here's the thing is my mom, all throughout my life growing up in the 70s, she was shopping and getting me clothes from the thrift store, which I didn't mind, because if we did go really shopping at the Northridge Mall, I hated it. It was just go into the dressing room with 5 or 6 clothes, put them all on. Which ones fit? Oh, I like that one on you. And then, like, let's say you liked it at the store. You get home and it's terrible. And then you forgot where the receipt was and you got to go all the way back to Northridge to return it. And Whereas with the thrift store stuff, she would just buy it and give it to me. And for some reason, there were no issues. Just the fact that it once belonged to someone, we didn't magnify that problem because it was new to me. My mom would say, and she'd make a joke about it, because Ocean Pacific was huge at the time. Everybody had Ocean Pacific shirts where it just said OP. And my mom said, oh yeah, I'll get you an OP shirt. I'll get you OP clothes, as in other people's. My mom was a jokester. It's good to remember my late mom as I achieved this huge milestone of 3,200 eff-eff-effizodes. Most of you podcasters will never make it this far. Just accept it. Of course, most of you podcasters have way more people watching or listening to your show. I mean, listening, because it's a podcast. Listening to your podcast than I will ever have, but that's the way it is. And I'm going to totally Walter Cronkite the end of this. That's the way it is. If you would like to call me with anything that you would like to contribute, maybe you even want to congratulate me. Sure, that's fine. Fine. Go ahead. Here's the number.
Call Mike at the Café Anyway hotline. Area code 510-228-4640.
And with all things having to do with Mike's Daily Podcast, we go to the mainframe and hear from A-Frame with more stuff to tell you about. And to find that cool stuff, here we go. Take it away, A-Frame. Thank you for listening.
Mike's Daily Podcast is written and produced and performed by Mike Matthews. His podcast is super easy to find. Download or listen to his show and read his blog at mikesdailypodcast.com.
Email Mike now at mikesdailypodcast@gmail.com.
See you tomorrow. Bye.